welcome to episode 129 of the Eavesdrop podcast. The last member of the 60/50 Optic House has arrived, Mr. Joe Merck DeLuca. Been a long time coming.
Has?
I'm going to tell you something.
Uh-huh.
We had something planned for the stadium, for the esports stadium event, our home event. And I don't know why we didn't do it, Matt. Do you know why we didn't do it? The Optic Hall of Fame? Okay, well, Matt didn't keep up with it. Okay? And Roger didn't keep up with it, neither did Hitch. And neither did everybody else that I told that this is what I want. Papa wants to have a ceremony, a celebration of retired jerseys, Ultimate of Optic Hall of Fame. It was you, Nate Shot, Diesel, and Big Timer. Rambo. Oh no, Big T. Rambo was going to be on the follow-up? All right, whatever. We're going to do 4.
You still do it. You don't got to tell everybody. Yeah, so you can still do it.
I'm doing it now, people so people can get mad.
Okay.
At Matt, and you know,
and everyone else.
Yeah, bro, it was gonna be so sick. It was gonna be so sick. But then Nate Shot. Well, I think Nate Shot would have came out at that point if we did that. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, appreciate that. Matt's a jack of all trades. We were. You asked me if I had found a replacement.
Yep.
I have not. Do you have an assistant?
I have an editor. Yeah.
You have an editor?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Huh?
Is
Coolio. Kool-Aid. I like him.
Kool-Aid.
He manages my YouTube, TikTok stuff. So, yeah.
Matt did that for me too.
Yeah.
But I'm just not happy with anything.
I know. We're learning that you need a mind reader. That's what we're learning.
Yeah. I need a mind reader. Yep. I need somebody that is going to be able to know what I want before I want it.
You need a clone. That's what you need.
Bro, I thought about that before. You know when I thought about this? When I was playing S&D Dubs, Call of Duty 4 with my brother. I'm like, if there were only two of me, we could win championships. We could be winning championships. Anyway, this episode is brought to you by Upstart, Coinbase, and Every Plate. And I'll tell you everything about them later on in the podcast. Let's start from the beginning at the top of the list.
We can sit here for hours.
Yeah, we are. Well, let's start with something juicy. I'll ask you who you are today later.
Okay.
But let's start with something juicy. From your side of the story, like how did the whole how did the whole like I was gonna say MLG, but the CDL thing, how did that like pan out for you? Obviously, like we were all, you know, up in arms behind closed doors. Like I was like, yo, get this shit fucking ironed out.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's hard to find talent in this thing, and we didn't want to go source from Counter-Strike. We didn't want to go source from all these other ones. And I'm like, we don't need to. Like, what was it like for you to like, one, you've been playing, you're a Call of Duty veteran, you've been competing since shit, man. Call of Duty what?
4?
3. Didn't you play 3?
Well, I started in COD 4. I played with Matt and Nate. We got like our first like top 8, which is like considered pro in 2009. And then MW2, where we went to Nats. That was 2010, so 13 years. 13 years ago, yeah.
Well, I do like the fact that some people are gonna have these like. Look, I've been obviously keeping up with everything that you do. You've done what a lot of people aren't doing right now, right? Your ability to go from, you know, pro player to retirement, like, was an easy transition because you had something to fall back on, which was like your ability to speak well in front of a camera and understand the game better than most because you competed. Yeah. So unlike Clint, you know, who's just there for looks and personality.
Yeah, personality. It's a big one. Yes, it is. It's a big one.
He didn't repeat looks.
It's a big head.
Let the record show he didn't repeat looks.
Oh, now he's bald. Yeah, looks for sure. But I mean, honestly, like, year to year, I listened to your podcast with Maeve, last event. Year to year, it's always difficult because we don't have long-term contracts just due to the fact of the year changes all the time. Once we get to like a good format where hopefully, I don't know, like your NBA, NFL, how many games it is, how many tournaments it is, whatever that may be like, then maybe we can look at that. But negotiations always come up and we always just kind of have like, this could happen. Like it could. And this year, our contracts kind of ended and there was like nothing. And then I think some people tweeted out like signed for the year. And I think Maeve and myself were like, We should probably reach out and see what's going on, and then started some basically that we just weren't going to get offered full-time, like, online plus majors. So I think it's kind of met in the middle where we're only doing majors. Honestly, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world. I think from like an ego standpoint, now we're not going to be the main finals casting duo, which kind of sucks, obviously, but it's also, we've done that for so long. We're just here to have fun and, be ourselves. And now we can balance streaming, content creation,
Your livelihood.
freelance a little bit.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of opportunity. We'll see if it works out. It could change next year. We could be right back to being full-time CDL talent.
Yeah. Well, the fans definitely had a lot to say about that.
Yeah.
Which was a good thing, right? It's always good to have the crowd on your side. Yeah, we were just as confused as I was telling Maven. I'm like, why are we doing it? And look, we have very talented, people also, right? Obviously, Miles and Chance and all these, like, they're talented people. But when you have like a staple 4, staple 2, like you go with that, right? Like, I like the fact that that now you get to do your livelihood and only show up for the good ones. I'm not saying that all of them aren't good, but the live events do have something a little bit better to offer.
Of course. I mean, for players, for fans, us, I mean, that's just the way it is. It's better on land. That's what it's always been.
Who in the entire esports world that's casting would you want to cast alongside for one match? And what other esport do you think that you can cast?
Other esport?
Yeah.
CS.
Yeah.
I think sort of the S&D game transfers well. I've also played and watched a ton of CS. Other esport to cast with. Honestly, I've never really cast with Miles. Like, I would just like have fun.
You would be
just like mess around with Miles. Yeah, just like hit that brain, like his language. Like that would be a ton of fun. Besides him, like, I don't know, like Anders from CS would always be another good one. I would need somebody to be like play by play.
Yeah.
There's a couple of league casters that are pretty awesome, but yeah.
Not Matt Morello.
I don't think so. We kind of do the same thing. Yeah. That'd be some nasally voices on there.
All right, let's get to it. Who are you today? I mean, for obviously everybody knows, but I just want to know from your perspective, because what we see ourselves as. Like I say, I'm a creator. I never say I'm this fucking business guy. I'm like, I'm a creator.
I'm a full-time content creator, part-time caster, full-time husband.
Full-time husband.
Yeah.
Any kids on the way?
Hey, you never know. You never know.
Yeah, you do, man. This is my thing. This is my thing in this day and age. Like, like kids, they're a blessing. Yeah, sure. But it wasn't an accident, right? Like, you know what you were doing.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, you'll figure it out if you don't know.
Yeah. It's nature, baby.
I mean, we've been together for a long time, but COVID, we're big into like our traveling and vacations, and like the 2 COVID years really put a halt on that sort of. Hey, let's take a step back, go see the world a few more years, and then think about that. We have time.
How old are you?
28.
Oh, plenty of time.
Yeah, so
plenty of time. I had Olivia when I was 29. I always knew that my first kid was going to be at 29. Always.
That was just the number you circled.
That's the number that I said, this makes sense, right?
And you knew what you were doing at the time.
Oh, baby, did I know? Yeah. Pro. I could have gone pro. No, I'm kidding. I couldn't. I didn't have the muscles for you know what I mean? The upper body strength wasn't there.
100%.
Below the belt strength, my man.
Strong. Yep, blood was flowing good.
Yeah. So I always ask this because it seems to me like this generation, I'm talking about the generation before, like the 10-year generation before me, I don't know what to call them. Like you guys, like some people are just like not into it. They're like, yeah, we're no kids.
I think it's one of those things where like it's sort of talked about now, like our parents or the generation before us, it was go to college, meet your love, do that. You're going to buy a house. I mean, luckily we're in good financial positions. I have friends and stuff like my age, you're still living in an apartment, or it's expensive right now. Yeah. It's tough. Like, and I think a lot of people are like, your 20s, you're figuring out life. Yeah. Your profession. That's when you can really, I think, grind, especially after college for sure.
If you're not ready to have a kid, you shouldn't. Like you literally like having the idea of having a kid is one thing. Committing to having a kid is another. You don't want to resent the kid. Like I'm glad that we waited and we got a lot of the partying out of the way, and we did like we're not big travelers, the wife and I, but we were ready. Like we were ready, and for all you youngins out there that are thinking about getting kids, I mean, this isn't marital or any sort of advice, but this is just something that I would like to suggest.
Yeah,
right.
100%.
Not advice, a suggestion. Take it for what it's worth. If you can't, if you're barely making ends meet, don't have any more kids, or don't
wear
have
protection.
Kids. Yeah, wear protection.
Yeah,
learn the pull-out game.
Yeah, strong. It's gotta be strong.
It's gotta be it's Kegel.
Don't fall under the spell.
No, don't fall under the spell. No, the thing is like you also don't want to resent your kid for that period of time in which like, oh fuck man, I could have gone to Cancun.
I could have done this. Could have done that.
I could have done that. But fucking baby over here. Is a thing. So like I know a lot of people from your age bracket that we know as that are friends that are just like not interested in having any kids at all. Diesel never having kids.
Okay, I see
Hutch,
that, yeah.
Hutch said never having kids, but maybe now that he's with Esme, I don't really know. I think it was I don't know. I'm good with one is what I'm trying to say, right?
Yeah.
Like she's awesome. Right?
Lots of dogs
Best
too.
thing ever. Yeah. Well, those are Jude's. Those are mine.
Okay,
I only claim three.
Only 3 out of how many?
8.
8 now. Got it.
8. Unless I just don't know. I just don't have like. God bless her soul. Like she takes care of everything, right? I'll go out there and hunt, and she does the thing at home. She's got her own little business that she's starting up, Jude.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I just find it. Are you gonna have kids, man? Are you thinking about it? Yeah, at some point. How old are you right now? So Matt's 25, and he said not right now, but maybe in the future.
I think like that early 30s is like kind of where we're thinking for a lot of people around our age, our generation. I don't know. Yeah.
The way that I saw it is like if I could do it all over again. I think that we would. I think that I should have been like, let's have her earlier. Because if you think about it, like I'm 42, she's 12. Right. You know what I mean? When I'm 60, she's gonna be. What's the math on that? 32. What's that for? I got to check. Nobody knows. Come on, we look like dummies. Huh? She'll be 30. You know what I mean? So by the time she's 18. When is she leaving? Is what I'm asking. I'm kidding.
6 years,
if you're watching, I'm sorry.
6 years?
6 years, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So, that's a good range. Earlier is better, right? Like people that had like, how old was your mom when she had you? Mine was 21.
I think like around 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But
so
I had an older brother. I have an older brother. It was
That's
5
right.
years older. So
5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that the timing of it has to be perfect too. It's like, do you want to enjoy your youth, or do you want to enjoy your peace and calm in the future? Because those are very important.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
You don't want to be, you don't want to work your ass off, like be 42 years old working your ass off and like have a baby.
Yeah.
Because then you got to take care of said little.
Until you're 60.
Until I'm 6. Fuck that. I'm about, dude. I have a rule. And this rule came about recently. By the time that I'm 45, I am going to be the most selfish person in the world when it comes to my time. You know what I mean? By the time that I'm 45, Scump and everybody else in my circle, they have to take care of themselves. You know what I mean?
They'll be 30 plus, right? Right around 30.
But like I'm like, yeah, I got no time to be like, oh, what's this to do? What's this to doing? What's this to doing?
I like that. Yeah.
I just can't.
4 more years?
4 more years.
Right.
3 more years.
3 more years.
3 more years, and it's papa time.
I like that. I
told Jude, baby, if you're in about like I told her, I'm like, yo, like no more fucking dogs. Okay, like if you're and they're here. I love the dogs. I love them.
Yeah.
I love them, but I just like, I know that there's 8 heartbreaks about to happen. You know what I mean? And I'm just I'm just in that mindset of like, I'm just gonna I worked my ass off, put a lot of risk, a lot of stress. It's time for me to worry about me.
100%.
You know what I mean?
I like that.
So, do you have any plans that are you like, this is what I'm gonna do? Period. End of story.
I mean, you have goals and ambitions.
Yeah.
But like, I think like one thing we really want to do is we traveled to Sorrento, Italy, and like we loved it. Like we want to have like a retirement property there, like apartment where we can travel there. So
condos there are fucking phenomenal.
yes. So
our old agent Dan has a place in Sicily. Beautiful place.
Yep.
What's the one that you want to go to? Sorrento.
Yeah.
Is that where your family's originally from?
I think they're near Sicily actually, but we just loved it. We loved the town. So
how long did you guys spend out there?
like 4 days, but we were in Italy like 12.
Okay. How do you take a lot of vacations?
We try to do like one big international one, but we haven't been able to do that. We were going to do Spain, and then COVID happened. We still want to do Japan. Japan and like Korea is one I really want to do for multiple weeks. But
bro, you guys went to where did you guys go with Envy for that Call of Duty event? Was that China?
Oh, Shanghai.
Shanghai.
That was wild.
Was it?
Yes.
Dude, I wanted to go so bad, but fucking Matt, Nadeshot, and Scumpy didn't just want to fucking fly. And I'm like, you guys are ruining my fucking youth.
It was a good time, man. Yeah. It really was.
Is the smog as bad as they say it is?
Yes. If I was to wear this shirt outside for 8 to 10 hours,
no,
this would be gray.
No.
Everyone got sick because we didn't like wear masks. Because we were outside traveling, all of us had like sinus infections.
I don't know what it is, but I am like a very weak, not immune system, but like my respiratory system.
Sinusy. I'm the same way.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm. If I walk into an old hotel room and there's one of those AC units that are on the floor,
smoked.
Oh my God. And I smell a little bit of mold. I'm like, fucking green boogers for like the next 7 days, man. So you're a husband. You are a content creator. Hmm? Are there any other hobbies outside of gaming that you're passionate about?
I mean, I take care of myself. Like fitness has always been a big part of it. Just like not even physically, but mentally. Mm-hmm. It's given me just sort of that reset every day to be in a good mood when I'm streaming, or it's just what
you work out before the streams.
Yeah. It's just like I know I'm going to be in a better mood. Like I know I'm going to have a better time, so I do it. Besides that, just the usual. Nothing like crazy.
So working out is your secondary.
Yeah, working out, movies, shows.
Dude, that's you gotta listen. This is not. There's a warning that comes with this because I have too many side hobbies. Too many fucking side hobbies. It drives me nuts because you neglect some of them. Right? I love fishing. I haven't fished in a long recently. Up until like once a year, I go fishing. 3 times a year. That right? Mm-hmm. Drawing. I love drawing.
Yep.
Like I have no
Courage
time.
one's dope, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, that's awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, he asked me for that like 3 years ago.
You're an artist. Patience.
I'm an artist, man.
Yeah.
You can't rush. You can't rush it. All right, let's throw it back a little bit.
Okay.
November 2011. November 19th, 2011. We win COT champs. Well, that shit was so sick.
Yes.
How was it? Do you remember it vividly as I do?
Yeah, I remember it pretty vividly. I think that was the moment my life changed. Like that money started like just gave me the little push, the boost ahead. It was also, I think, for a lot of us, like, okay, this is real. Mm-hmm. This is legit. We had a couple of like, the year after I think was, MW3, which we had to survive. But COD XP, I mean, that was just we saw what it could be. Mm-hmm. I mean, just being in that hangar, just like we were celebrating COD. I still wish they would do it like every year or every 2 or 3.
Yeah.
It was such a fun time. But in terms of competing and winning that amount of money, I mean, you could just see us when we celebrate, like how much it means to us. Like we did not believe it was real. I'll never forget Stroh's like, calm down. And I'm like, Stroh, screw you, bro. Like we just won $100,000. Like we're 18 years old. That was an unreal moment.
But it was in LA, so you guys got super tax, so you walked away with like $30,000. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it was like 55, I think.
That sucks, dude.
55?
I mean, it is LA. That's why I don't like when they throw events in California, right? Like there's where's the London champs? Like London champs would be really good.
I'm in.
You're in. What other countries would you that are big in Call of Duty, like Australia, obviously, so it would be a good one to have champs in.
I still want Spain.
Spain,
I don't know about a Spain champs yet, but like, you know, we talk about like COD League. I was actually really upset when the Heretics, because when they were at the league in Black Ops 4, like, you saw the passion, and I think that's a region that has a ton of it. I would love to have an event out there.
Yeah, same. It's just, and they have like some of the biggest creators. Like
it's insane.
They set fucking records. They turn up better than anybody else.
Bro, I was you could just go on Twitch on a random day, and there'll be like a random game with 1.2 million viewers. You'll just click it. It's just all the Spanish streamers. You're like, hey, props to them. It's awesome. The recent one was the Modern Warfare 3 tournament. Yes.
Oh my god,
dude,
that had a
like
lot,
a week
bro.
or 2 weeks ago. Yep.
It's insane. Like sometimes I wonder what, you know, life would have been if I mean, I can't complain, but there was a lot of opportunity for me to work with like all those dudes, because I had a Spanish channel for like a little bit.
Yeah.
El HECZ se llamaba.
Yeah.
Was the name of it.
You could do the Mr. B style now, where you could get it like all
subtitled.
Yeah, translated.
That's what we need. Matt, all right, so here's a requirement for my assistant. It has to be Spanish speaking. Preferably Mexican. No, not being, you know, racist. I just would want him to know how to cook.
Well, I was listening to like the Joe Rogan's podcast, like, and he had Beast on, and he's starting like a service, like a business, where if you are a creator, you can go to that, and he will have voice actors translate it and foolproof it for you.
What?
Yes. I mean, that dude is different, but that's what he's planning on doing.
You know, I wanted to start also a show, right? Because I don't have enough to do of side hustles. Like, do you have anything like side businesses, side hustles that you started or that you want to start?
I mean, streaming was my side hustle, right? Like
True.
that's what it was. Like, but at the moment, not right now. No.
Nothing that's captured your attention. Nothing you'd be like, man, I could do that.
Dude, I just have
too much.
Dude, like the last 3 years have been insane. I'm working a lot.
Tell me your schedule.
So, like, now it's a little different. I have my weekends, but like if you look at the first COVID year, you know, with Modern Warfare and the league turning online, Monday through Friday, somewhere between like an 8 to 5, 8:30 to 5 stream schedule. Then what we were doing is we were freelancing Warzone events. So like, say I would do an 8 to 3 stream. I would do a Warzone event from 4 to 11 p.m. at night or later. Then on the weekends, we were casting CDL. So we would Monday through Friday stream, freelance, do Warzone events, watch CDL matches. Saturday, Sunday, we were doing CDL.
So you have to watch those how do you prepare for that? Do you watch those matches like the night before and then just get caught up, or do you get like certain bullet points or whatever from the league?
For now?
Yeah.
For now, like if there's rematches or there's certain matchups, but I try to keep up with it. Yeah, just kind of do whatever I can.
Well, because you do like it, right?
Yeah.
You do like to watch
I love
it.
So a lot of time. But now Monday through Friday, like 8:30 to 5 pretty much is when I stream. Take the rest of the night off hanging out, or if there's a Warzone event or any other freelance event, we do that, and then weekends off.
Do you I mean, I know you cast them, right? But do you ever compete in them, or do you just be too unfair for them?
That's what I tell people. Yeah, you know, I'm just not my thing. No, I've actually, it's been a big point for me. I was doing early Warzone events, but I was almost too passionate. I had to like disconnect that competitive side from me so I could enjoy content creation more. Like that was a really tough thing for me to do, because I would get pissed. Yeah. If I lost, like, I'd be playing a tournament with Maeve. And like we would be doing really well, but we would lose, and I would just be heated.
His fault too.
It's like, I'm not saying that.
Joey's going now. He's got 25 kills. Looks at Maven 12.
Well, it was even worse. Like early wars are like you're getting hacked on, so it's just like nothing you could do. But I would just be pissed. So I had to try to separate that, so I don't do it. So I can just enjoy the game for what it is, be myself, hang out with my friends. So that took some time.
Yeah, for sure. How do you take that? Because it's innate, right? It's something that you're born with. It's programmed into your brain. It's something you don't even know that you are until you start competing, and you're just like, there's something that little extra something that normal folk don't have. You had, so to pluck that out.
I lied to myself.
Yeah,
pretty much. Like that's it. I heard I was listening to Mike Tyson talk one time, A lot of people ask, like, why don't you do analysis around boxing? He's like, the ego of it. He's like, even when I retired, like me being in the stands, I just like thought I could win. I could do that. And I related to that because when I retired and started casting, I was like,
trash.
This person's horrible.
Yeah,
I could do that.
Yeah.
But
put me in there immediately. That's an improvement.
Trying to like separate yourself from that it took some time.
Was there any psychology that went through it, like to yourself, like mental preparation that said, all right, don't get fucking mad? Like what were the sort of exercises that you good? Because you have to sort of hypnotize yourself to not be yourself.
I just like wouldn't compete pretty much, right? Like if someone offered me to say, to play in a tournament, I had to say no. Or like if someone in my chat was like, you guys should like compete against each other, like I just had to be like, no, like they're better than me, I'm good. Like it was just like, just move away from it.
So ego. Yeah. Controlling your ego. Making your ego your amigo is my thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I could put that on a shirt, dude. I could
make your ego your amigo. Yeah. I mean, it's like the other one is like your ego is not your amigo. Right? There's this who was it? I think it was Joe Rogan that said it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Yeah.
Right. So it goes both ways. Like your ego can, like it helped me, right? Like I don't have the ability to be a pro player, right? I don't have the education to be a businessman, but my ego said otherwise. I mean, obviously competition, I couldn't fucking like ego challenge everything, you're dead, right? And if you don't have it, you don't have it.
Yep.
But in other instances, like it gave me confidence to like really push myself to say, I belong here, right? Like I'm supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Even nowadays, like the only thing I struggle with nowadays is like my appearance. Like I dress like I dressed in high school still to this day. Like this outfit that I have right now, there's a picture out there with me wearing fucking Clark Wallabies, some cargo pants and a hoodie. Period. Right? So that's the only thing where I'm just like, man, I'm 42. Why the fuck am I still dressed like this? And then I'm like, yeah, you know what? We invented, my generation, my 1990 people invented streetwear. God damn it.
Yeah.
You little punk kids with tight jeans. I have tight jeans too now. So like I think the ego allowing you to push yourself to be something else is good, but it also can be detrimental if you can't control it. Right?
100%.
So in this scenario for you, what gave you the, obviously knowledge of the game is one thing, but what gave you the courage to be like, you know what, I can talk clearly into the camera on a play-by-play basis and analyze something, because I can't do it. I consider myself a person that can talk a lot, but I could not do a play-by-play for the life of me. I stuttered too much.
Honestly, I didn't like it. So when I worked for like MLG for a couple of years, I just did the desk just like to hang out on the weekends with my friends. And then when Jack retired, Clint had the decision of like, who does he want to, there was a couple of options.
Who?
I think one was like Revan, I think it was one. And he was like casting at that time. I think like Teep was another one.
Really good.
But I think Teep at that time was in optic. So it was a little different for him.
Because he was coach.
Yeah. And then, and his stream was doing his thing. But he's like, I needed someone I was good friends with. So I was like, Clint, like, I don't really like casting much. She's like, dude, it's going to be fun. But the thing that pushed me was I knew if I casted, I could pursue my side hobby. So that was a big part of it. I'd also make more money, which was great. So yeah, he's like, just come on, like you'll be fine. Like I'll set you up. I'll bring you out of your shell. So I don't think I would have done it if it wasn't for Maeve.
Well, shout out Maven, because you are great at it. Like, not good, you're great at it. And I think those sayings that says those who can't do teach. You did it. You know what I mean? And you're able to. You competed, right? Like there's a lot of casters that never competed. They play it's a side hobby and they're good enough, but like they never really competed, so they don't really know. But they still do it and they still kill it. So was it that was like your thing, the ability to get Maven to get you out of your shell? How long did that take? Because it seemed seamless, like from the beginning.
Yeah, I think like throughout World War II, I think like World War II champs, I got to a good spot, but he just asked me questions and set me up. After that, I think I got into a much more comfortable role where I could pick up play-by-plays, I could throw it. Like I was this is all I could really do for a bit, which was teach people the game, which is what I love doing.
Yep.
Right. Trying to just bring that to the viewer. So that took some time, but now I can pretty much do whatever you need me to. So, but it's a lot of reps. It is a lot of reps, and we had a lot of reps with the league.
Well, after this commercial break, I'm going to ask you about coaching. Like, what are you like? Because I think that you would obviously be a fucking incredible coach. So let's take that quick commercial break. Let's say hello to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. All right, I want to ask you about coaching, but let me say hello to our sponsors really quickly. This week's sponsor is none other than Upstart. Upstart's been around for a very long time, so we appreciate their support and their patronage continue to come back. Thank you so much. And it's simple, right? For many people, getting financially healthy means dropping the weight of the credit card debt. But where do you start when it feels like it's a never-ending cycle, right? Because you're paying the bare minimum, the interest rates continues to accrue, so you're running up an escalator that's going the opposite way. Upstart can help you pay off your existing debt quickly and easily with personal loans so that you can start living your life. Right? Because what would you do if you didn't have a high interest rate loan or credit card debt? Would you move to a new city and start a family? Through Upstart, you can pay off your existing debt quickly with a personal loan so you can tackle your next big financial goal. If you have multiple credit card balances each month and you are paying the minimums, this is a perfect opportunity for you to consolidate all that. And what that means is that, let's say you have $10,000 worth of credit card debt, right? Across 5 different credit cards, right? $2,000 in each one. What you can do, and each obviously have their own varying interest rate. One might be 7, one might be 6.5, et cetera, et cetera. Well, why not do one that's lower than all those interest rates, right? Get a $10,000 loan, in theory, pay 2% on that, and pay off all those loans, and only send one payment instead of 5 to 5 different people. Whether it's paying off credit cards, consolidating high interest debt, or funding personal expenses, over 1 million people have used Upstart to get one fixed monthly payment with a clear payoff date. Upstart knows that you're more than just a credit score. So rather than to just looking at your credit score alone, Upstart's model looks and considers other factors like your income, your employment, other information provided in your loan application to find a smarter rate for your loan. And guess what? You can do it in just 5 minutes, right? You can check your rate without impacting your credit score in just 5 minutes. For loans between $1,000 to $50,000. And right now you can find out how Upstart can help you lower your monthly payment today when you go to upstart.com/eavesdrop. That is upstart.com/EAVESDROP. I'll also put a link in the description to make it super easy for you to get there. But again, that's upstart.com/eavesdrop. Don't forget to use the URL that we have in the description, to let them know who sent you. The reason that they're coming back over and over is because a lot of you have been taking advantage of that opportunity, right? Start today. Don't be afraid. Check it out. What's the worst that can happen? Go to upstart.com/eavesdrop and get ahead. Get going on your next journey. The next sponsor is Coinbase. Boy, do I use Coinbase. Matt, you use Coinbase? He does use Coinbase. Do you identify as a crypto curious person? I know I did until I became a crypto not as curious person because I found out more about it. But if you thought about entering the world of cryptocurrency but felt a little bit overwhelmed, Coinbase makes it easy, and it makes learning to buy and sell simple. Cryptocurrency might feel like a secret or exclusive club or something that's, way ahead. It isn't, right? Coinbase believes that everyone everywhere should be able to get in the door. Whether you've been trading for years and just getting started, Coinbase can help. Much coin, such base. If you've been following the cryptocurrency craze, now is the time to start getting involved. It's still early enough. This is financial advice, in my opinion. Coinbase makes it easy and quick to start your own portfolio and learn to trade like a pro. Coinbase offers a trusted and easy to use platform to buy, sell, and spend cryptocurrency. The support of the most popular digital currencies on the market happen to be on Coinbase, and they make them accessible to everyone. They offer portfolio management and protection, learning resources, and mobile application so you can trade securely and monitor your crypto all in one place. So for a limited time right now, new users can get $10 in free Bitcoin when you sign up today at coinbase.com/eavesdrop. Go collect. If somebody told me 10 years ago to collect my $10 in crypto, I would probably be a multi-mega millionaire. So yeah, go and collect your free Bitcoin, $10 of it. When you go to coinbase.com/eavesdrop, that is coinbase.com/EAVESDROP. Sign up at coinbase.com/eavesdrop for $10 in free Bitcoin for a limited time. Link in the description. Go check it out. Get going, right? Because you're curious. You want to find out. You know that you should be participating. well, this gives you a nice little entryway to do so. So for the first time ever for the Eavesdrop podcast, we have every plate, right? Every plate is America's best value meal kit. While most meal kits come with a premium price tag, every plate offers delicious dinners that won't break the bank. That's good. Let every plate plan, shop, and deliver everything that you need to do to cook a delicious meal at a consistently low price. Every plate's quality ingredients come carefully packed and pre-portioned, helping you save money and reduce food waste. Like that bag of mixed greens that you throw away every single week because you don't eat them. This solves that problem, right? For those looking for a quick and satisfying fix, every plate offers a selection of recipes that come together in just 20 to 25 minutes. Give yourself and your wallet a break. Enjoy delicious, affordable meals delivered to your door and ready to go in just 6 simple steps. Choose between 17 recipes that change every single week and swap proteins, veggies, and sides according to what you like. Whether you're on a diet or where you're not, like this is a point in which you get to choose what you want to eat. We got it. We got a bunch of them in the mail. I split it usually with Matt. Matt takes a couple of them. I take a couple of them. And I'm gonna be honest, like having the freedom to get home and just cook something up week. I love cooking personally, right? Like it's just what I do. So having a pre-portioned plan and recipe ready to go when I get home makes it super easy for me to cook for myself or for the wife and the kid. Anyway, if you want to try it right now is a perfect time because you can try every plate for just $1.79 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code HECZ179. That is H3CZ179. Get started with every plate for just $1.79 per meal by going to everyplate.com and entering code HECZ179. Again, that's HECZ with a 3, followed by the number 179. And the link is going to be in the description. Just make sure to use code H3CZ179 to get every plate for just $1.79 right now. Go. What are you waiting for? Anyway. And we are back. So huge shout out again to Upstart, Coinbase, and Every Plate. Joe, I wanted to ask you about coaching, right? Obviously, like another career trajectory, and it's good to have like problems, right? Or not problems, but problems in choosing what you want to do because you can. Yeah, options. There you go. Options.
Yeah.
Did you ever consider coaching?
Yes.
You did?
I've thought about it for some time. It's just I think I would love to do it. I think it's something that at some point I do want to try. Mm-hmm. But I mean, like I've always, hopefully, to me that is a plan B because mm-hmm. I really do. I love streaming. Mm-hmm. I love like content creation.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
It's also
coaching
stressful.
Does allow you to
stressful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of time that go. I mean, listen, I seen Teep. Crowder's another one. That man's on for 3-4 hours in the morning. He's got to go to scrims, and then you're doing scrims for 6-8 hours. Then you're watching VOD, and then it's a lot of time, man. Like, but I think at some point, depending on how things go, maybe there is that opportunity. I would like to do it, but we'll see.
Well, I mean, the analysts, the coaches, assistant coaches, analysts, like, don't they do the VOD watching, or do you think? Like, I haven't asked Rambo. I guess I should. The thing about me, just like with player movement, like I let them do their thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm gonna do what I can over here to make sure that you get paid. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna try to put a camera in front of you so that you can get some more eyeballs on you and your personality. If there's anything that I can help outside of the game, I'm your guy. But as far as I don't ever like fucking interfere.
Yeah.
Yesterday when we lost against Surge, like the boys were backstage, like in here. You don't have your own room. You're sharing a room with like curtains in between so you can hear everybody else. Mm-hmm. So at first when they got there, they were fucking pissed. They were fucking like really mad, going over it, just like, what the fuck? We shouldn't have done this. We shouldn't have done that. And I'm like, oh, fuck, Paris is right there. And she's like, yo, calm the fuck down. And they're like, no, fuck that.
Like even in the house. Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, I guess that's what we're doing. Mm-hmm. Eventually, Paris like realized what was happening. Since they didn't have anything else to do, they were super cool and they left. Nobody asked them. They on their own.
They figured it out.
Yeah, they were just like, like give them their moment. Because whatever. But they were back there. Obviously, the complaint. The complaint, I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna say it. I don't know who am I gonna get in trouble with, Matt? I guess the players. That would suck. They fucking get mad at me for saying this. They were like, essentially what happened is that they wanted to play something else, but Rambo and Sender just came to them and says like, "Yo, we're gonna play
Vetoes."
The Vetoes. Yeah, we're gonna play Boke. We're gonna play this, that, and then I think Ilya and them wanted to play something else. I'm not gonna say the map, but they wanted to play something else. And they're like, "Well, why didn't you say something?" And he's like, "Well, you came in and you said this." It's like, "Well, the Vetoes are usually done like before the map, after the day is gone. Here we had to do it in the morning because of like this the space." But Rambo was in there and like trying to like get his point across while players were trying to get their point across. And they're like, "All right, listen, it's like we're gonna talk, but there's no feelings here. Like we're just talking. There's no one's annoyed, no one's like mad. So there's a good way to start that conversation because the way that everybody was talking seemed like they were fucking annoyed and fucking mad, right? But when it's like hey man, listen, I love you, man. You're my best friend and shit, but fuck, you stink. You know what I mean? Like, fuck me. Like, take a shower, dude. I say with I'm not insulting you. I literally want you to not fucking.
Yeah, like, listen, bro. I'm just trying to help you out.
I'm trying to help me out in the process.
Yeah. Well, all of us.
Do us a favor. But yeah, coaching would be like tough. But I think that somebody like you would like Rambo garners that sort of respect. Like Crowder garners that sort of respect, where people would be like more willing to listen to, right? Like if like Dashie's transformation from being the young dude that he was to now being under Rambo is like a completely different story. And formal retiring had a lot to do with that too. Yeah.
I think you have that respect. I also think a lot of coaching is personality management. How do you bring out the best in people? I think I would be good at that because I was good at that with my teams. So yeah, it's definitely something. We'll see what happens, but it's not something I'm like, all right, I got to do this. But if an opportunity that I can't say no to comes up, or just something I'm looking to do, then maybe. But we'll see. We'll see.
Well, it'll scratch your competitive itch.
It's true.
But it'll also be like, fuck, I wish I was out there. Give me the fucking controller.
You know, Rambo's. I don't know if Rambo's thinking that, but you know.
I'm pretty sure he is.
You think so?
Oh, 100%. Bro, I know competitive people when I see them, and Rambo is like fucking, like it's just like your type of personality, right? Like this dude, if he'll come in the office before practice, after he streams, I don't know when he streams, but he'll come into the office, he'll go into the good golf area. If there's one of the creators there from good, they're gonna 1v1. Immediately comes in there with his own clubs and shit.
I know.
Fucking say, you want to go 1-on-1? Yeah, dude. And those dudes are mega competitive too. So
guy's different, man.
Yeah.
Bowling champion, Canada, and I don't know,
chess player,
whatever it is, dude. I don't know. It's different.
Chef. Oh, he cooks really. I mean, apparently, I don't know.
Solid steak.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't ask him for a good pasta.
Montreal seasoning. That's his thing. Dude, it's his thing. It's his thing. Always has been.
Not even on an iron skillet. It's one of those Teflon ones. You know what I mean? So I think where I was going with the coach conversation, obviously, you know, JCap, who was also on your team under Optic when we won all those championships, like he's now the coach of 100 Thieves. They're not performing as well. There's a lot of pressure on there too, because there is on coaches also. Like what do you think is going wrong with them, and two, would you give any advice to Cap?
Well, I think one of those things, again, is kind of what I talked about, personality management. I don't know how Cap is versus, you know, someone like me or a Rambo. I think that's a big part of it. He might just need some, you know, a little bit of extra help in that regard, which I know they talked about in a video. And the other thing is like, it can be tough for coaches. You can say all of these things and tell them what to do, and a match happens and it doesn't happen. It's just like, what do you want me to do? I'm not playing. I'm not in their comms. I can't really be that person. I think for Thieves, it's very much a confidence thing because they looked solid at the Kickoff Classic, right? I think they beat you guys.
They are solid.
Yes, they are a very talented team. Even in stage 1, they looked good. It's just, as you guys know, this is a tough league. It really is. It's not easy to win. That's why winning Major 1 was such a big deal. You know, because the last couple of years haven't been what you guys are, you know, were sort of used to for a very long time. And I think people need to realize that, like, it's not easy to do to win anymore. It's just a very difficult process. And every single team and organization is going to have ups and downs. It's just the way it is. So, I mean, if you're a fan, you just got to stake it out. Just That's it. I mean, that added pressure doesn't help anyone.
No. Are you that type of player / coach mentality where you have the right pieces? How long do you stick with those pieces before you start replacing pieces?
Yeah, I think for like these, if you didn't have what you saw in stage 1, then maybe you would be thinking about it because you saw bright moments and bright spots. I think that's why it's so difficult. And I think we know how good all 4 of those players are, right? So it's like, okay, which one? It's almost like you guys last year. Like, all right, are they going to make a roster change? Like, and like fans would be like, all right, well, who is it? It's like, this is just, I don't know. This is ridiculous.
Toughest part.
Yeah, right. So
as a team owner, toughest part for me, right? Like I'm at every event with my players. I have to be, right? Like I'm sad that I can't go to Iceland with the Valorant boys.
You're not gonna go?
I can't. The COVID, they have strict COVID restrictions, which is cool. Like obviously, like safety first, teamwork, and all that shit. But
Riot does?
Yeah, Riot.
Okay.
Yeah, which is again good, right? They're massive. You have to protect yourself, like in situations like that, right? If you're that big of a company, right? I mean, look at what happened to us on the first major that we had, where everybody walked away like with, But to be fair, like every caster and all these players that caught COVID, they caught it not at the event, but at the after party, right? Like just to be clear, am I right in saying that? I don't fucking know, but I'm gonna say it.
Which one, the Major 5 last year?
No, the one that happened this year. When did Seth and those boys? Yeah, that one. Where Seth and Dylan caught COVID.
Oh, okay, yeah. So we were casting remote. Yeah. That was
So I can't go, but I like to be there, right? Like that's the other thing. Like I'm self-conscious about. Like, does this motherfucker not have something to do? You know what I mean? Why is he always here? Like I see players that I've seen every player there. Like I've seen every caster, like all these people. Like we've all been doing this thing for like 10 years, and I'm not sick of it. I like being there.
Well, I think for especially like the Valorant team or any new team you have, I think it helps build trust with the organization. I think it builds rapport with them, and you get to know them, right? Like when you say, hey, let's go out to dinner, like they're gonna say yes. Like, that's our owner, guys. Like, let's go. And they obviously figure out like the personality you have, and they get to be themselves. That's important.
Yeah. I just like doing selfish. I like doing it. I'm in there. I got a team pass. I'm back there. I'm taking up a chair that could have gone to an analyst. You standing.
You're good. Yeah. You could do it in a hotel room. You're fine.
Yeah.
Send the notes over.
In the Optic podcast, I said that, or in the pre-show, I said that if Thieves doesn't have a good turnout today, and it looks on the bracket, it looks like we might play them if they beat
New York. Really?
Yeah. What do you think? From not who's going to win, but what do you think? Do you think they make a change, organizational change, or just change in general? Because Nadeshot was also, on stream talking about like, I love Capo. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be friends with that dude. Period. Because we've competed together. We've been friends for a long time. But if I got to make a change, I got to make a change.
I think it's tough for Matt because last year that man was gung ho, bro. Like, I mean, a lot of people are like, they make the memes about Cap, but Cap's not like, yeah, man, like we got to make another one and another one, another one. That, that's coming up from, the big boss. It's like, we got to win. Cap's probably like, bro, we need to like build some chemistry. So I think it's probably it's a learning process. I think for them last year, it was, if we make a change, we'll get better. And that's just not it. So it's, I think he'll probably have to have a talk with Cap and Mud Dog and see, like, it's tough because they're in the losers bracket right away.
Yeah.
Right, you 0-5, you have one match here, you could potentially lose. I don't know if you make an organizational change. There's still, after this will be like mid-year. You could maybe stick it out one more major, and then you would have that fourth stage to, if you're going to have a new team, build that up and hopefully make champs.
Look, I'm not a guy that makes changes ever, period. But I know how Matt is, and Matt is exactly like you. Like we just talked about, that type, that type of personality that's so competitive, right? I don't think that he waits any longer after this, because you want to go into champs with that juicy, new,
Well, you got to qualify for champs, right?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Which top 8?
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, dude. That's a tough. This is what I mean. These sort of pressures, like, do I want to deal with this?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
do
you
I want to
don't.
do that?
Yeah,
Maybe
but
I don't.
But if I'm the coach, I'm like, I'm not. I'm telling him exactly what they need. They're just not doing it.
Yeah.
Especially,
Probably
especially
Cap
this
is
guy.
doing it. We know how
Yeah.
smart of a COD player he is.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he can speak to the players in a way to, motivate them or try to get them as comfortable as it can be. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I don't know. Matt also tweeted out that he wants that 100 Thieves wants to win more than any other org out there. Let's shut the fuck up. No, prove it. Prove it. Like,
I mean, he's trying.
Take me that feeling out of your head and out of my head and see who wants to win it more. You know what I mean? Like, how do you say that? Like, that's so crazy.
Titan versus Titan. That's
yeah,
what that
I mean,
is.
I know he wants to, but how do I know that he wants to win more than Hastro? Or how does, you know what I mean? Like, how do you say that? You know what I mean?
I think it's tough for him because he's still streaming and stuff, and
he
it's
gets
just
it.
constant.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I'm sure you deal with your Twitter and everything.
I don't, everybody loves me. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. To
Oh,
be
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
Because the second somebody doesn't like it, the mute button's right there. I never hear from them
Oh,
again.
yeah, easy block. Doesn't
No, I'll
matter.
reply to them so they think that they
Thanks, man. Hey,
Fucking mute.
make sure to like and subscribe, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, no, look, everybody's entitled to their opinion,
100%.
And I respect that. I just don't want to hear it, and I can't. I have the option of not hearing it.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm
Yeah.
the same way. Someone tweets, I'm like, whatever, I don't care. I've been doing this for too long, man. You go yell at somebody else.
Yeah.
Like, I really just don't care anymore.
I'm like, am I out there, motherfucker? Like, obviously, we would have won if I was out there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, talk to the players.
Same thing with like casters. Like, people have a problem with the league. They'll be yelling at us. I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't do that no more.
Yeah.
It's not my job.
All right. Early days of the Optic House. Moving in there, we had no furniture.
Oh,
How was that first week experience? Do you remember how it was?
I think we had I don't have I was only there for a short, brief amount. I mean, I felt like we had a really good time. We were so ambitious. Like, we wanted to do so many things we were streaming in a room the size of this.
The master bedroom, yeah.
We wanted to win still, but then we were just streaming. I was telling my stream the other day how funny it was because there wasn't an ad. Like, now if you're on an ad on Twitch, there's like a pause.
Yeah.
I was like, we used to go to lunch. Someone would stay back at the house and they would just run 3 minutes over and over and over in a row.
Yeah.
In a row until we were all back with
Yeah.
food. I mean, we were just like 18 to 20-year-old kids just trying to make money and make it.
A lot of it.
Yeah.
It was good. It was nice.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the kitchen with Will, and Will's like, all right, so if I make $1,000 a day, I mean, I can make $30,000 months. That means that I'm gonna have blah 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 blah. And I'm like, yeah, Will, get in there, baby, make that fucking cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why Will never went out to. I mean, he coached the Halo team, but he didn't really like give coaching a shot.
I think he found what was making his money,
Yeah.
his cheddar, and he was
he's
chilling.
like, I'm gonna coach myself, motherfucker.
Yeah, he figured his thing out, That was after I left when he retired early Ghosts, but people were like, yeah, Will's hit something. I don't know what it was, but I know he hit, and now he's doing his thing.
Yeah, now he's engaged, has a house 10 minutes from where we are on a daily basis. Never see him unless it's like content day. What wasn't he on the pre-show? The time we filmed it. We can only film with Big T at a certain hour.
Mark is open. You're not going to see him.
Open.
Yep.
No, he's really good at making sure that he shows up. If he's asked to show up, he shoes up. He'll make sure that he makes his money. He's like, well, I'm gonna make some fucking gambling moves at the beginning if I can get up early, which is good. It's a difficult time though because now he's back at content he's creating content again. He's doing his main gig, which is that, but he's also a content creator for us. So it's like everybody gets pulled in all these directions, and which one do you gamble on is always going to be the secret. Yeah. Fondest memory from 60/50.
Fondest memory. I think just I don't know, man. We were just bro out all the time, just constantly laughing, making jokes with one another. Something that really sticks out. It's not the funniest thing, but Matt, was Matt. right? And he wasn't the cleanest person.
No, don't be afraid. Don't
But,
stutter. Say that.
dude,
Say it proudly.
Dude, he would have like his bowls like stacked up.
Yeah.
And there were like flies in the room. And we're like, where is this coming from?
You know where.
This guy had like larvae in the bowls. You remember that? They like made a nest. I'm like, dude, like
it got worse after you left.
It got worse.
Yeah, because he moved his streaming setup into his room.
Yeah.
You know,
that's probably the way it should have been. Like it was very much a learning process.
Yeah. But the thing is like, you know, he as soon as he walked in, he's like, I'm the biggest personality here, but I'm gonna take the smallest room because I'm nice, right?
Yeah, nice person.
But bro, it was the worst thing ever because he had mice in his closet because he brought a garbage bag up there. And look, obviously young dude, like all of you, right? Like 18, 19. Some people didn't grow up Italian or Mexican where we're told to do chores on a daily basis. Not, you know, we're not pampered to like these whites, you know what I'm saying? I'm kidding, but bro, I remember like getting in there and I'm like, he's like, yo, there's fucking, or somebody says like, yo, there's, he said, like, yo, I hear noises in the garbage bag in my closet. I'm like, why is there a garbage bag in your fucking closet? He's like, it's out of the street, like the stream can't see it. I'm like, there's a fucking door right there in the hallway right there. Just put it outside.
Yeah,
learning experience, man. Learning experience.
Whole thing. Yeah, sure was.
Yeah, that whole house, and even moving into like the Scuff house, it was like, it now seems like a blur because every so often, like, I'll get like mental reminders of shit that happened that was off camera. Just, I don't know. It's good. All right. So when you what was it? Black Ops 3 was the last time that you competed, right? Mm-hmm. What was the major reason, or your, like, what made you come to the realization that it's like, you know what, this is, as a competitive person, young, right, still able to compete?
Yeah, I mean, I was 21, 22. I was about to graduate college. Mm-hmm. We were about to get married. Mm-hmm. The money, if you weren't like a top, the way it was, if you weren't winning, you weren't really making money. Mm-hmm. The salaries weren't there yet. I think the year following is when I think like some teams really started to push it. It was like, I don't know, 4 to 5K. Mm-hmm. You know, that's when it really started though. Like IW in World War II, because there were some people pushing money and yada, yada, yada. Yeah. And then your boys come to you like, hey, these guys, and you're like, all right, whatever.
Oh, it's worse for me.
Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. You're like, hey, Hector, we're the best team. Please pay us. Like,
no, not only that, but it's like Seth's like, yeah.
Crimson, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Yes, he was.
So, I mean, it was just one of those things where I think after that, Adam hit me up like a week or two after, and I was just like, in my mind, I knew esports was going in the right way. Mm-hmm. And I think just getting into that business, having a couple of years experience was a good thing. I mean, it sucked. I still wanted to compete, but I just knew I had to grow up. I had to make money. Mm-hmm. So that's just what I had to do. Yeah.
But I mean, I guess it's different for you than it was for Formal, because like you, Formal could have still competed and could have still, you know, been a top player in COD, but he's just like, I'm just like not in love with it anymore.
No, I actually had a really good, like, I thought I was really good at the game. We just didn't qualify for the Pro League. Like, even the event before that with our team, who was an AM team, we got like top 4 or something. Like, I had a lot of passion for that game, but just timing. Yeah. Timings.
Do you think that you can still compete today?
I mean,
what did Mike Tyson say?
Like, there's like, it depends on the title. I don't know. It game's fast this now. I think it's too quick, honestly. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not really sure. Sometimes I play. I should shoot pretty straight.
Yeah. Do you play ranked?
Yeah. Yeah. You know, but I got to give these guys their props their day. And, you know, they've taken it to a different level. But the ego in me is like, yeah, maybe. Yeah. Maybe I could.
Who do you think is the best player in the league right now?
Right now?
Yeah. And I'm asking you this because obviously, like, everybody's saying dashy, right? But there is a level of like ARs, right? Usually get that the MVP, right? Yep. Like, I mean, unless you're Simp, right? Like, he got the MVP though. But
right now, I mean, it has to be one of your guys. I think you could go Bruce. I think you could go Ant. I think Seth's been playing really well. Then the FaZe side, I think it's probably like a Seller or Simp. So. Mm-hmm. just any form of those guys. I mean,
You don't think Abese up there?
Abese, I think not what I've seen maybe this year, but I think he easily can be.
Yeah.
I mean, the Simp Abese sort of what FaZe has done the last 2 to 3 years. We all know how ridiculous of a stunt that is, even with E United. Like, I mean, if you were like, yeah, I think he is, I'm gonna respect your opinion. I'm gonna be like, cool, I get it. I know how good he is.
Well, there's nothing to argue, right? Like, he's part of the team, right?
Yep.
What about Seth, man? I mean, the dude's been around for so long, still shooting with the youngsters.
I mean, that's a conversation you probably have with him all the time. Like, are you sure you still want to do this, right? Like, you know how it is on the other side and what he could do. We all know what he could do. Turns the stream on, and they're all still there and more. Yeah. So,
no, from a competition standpoint,
yes.
Does it surprise you that he's still able to, like...
But that's what I mean, like, that he still has that passion and love for it.
Oh, because he has all these other options.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's incredible.
Yeah.
What he's been doing, carrying my ass 10 years ago, and now he's still here doing it. You know, I think he probably had to maybe take a step back of, I'm not always going to be the best player in the world now, but I know I can contribute to a winning championship caliber team. And he still has his moments where he takes over. You saw it last year. You're seeing it again this year. And obviously they just won. So, I mean, the dude is just he's a tank.
We do have those conversations.
I know you do. I mean, how do you not? Because I mean, like, what content creation is a lot different than what it was when he was competing. Yeah.
But I do think I'm like, it's and this is what I was having somebody with the league. I was having the conversation with, and I'm like, we only have this dude for so long, right? Like, let's try to make all the right things on the league side now, so that we can continue to have like this massive viewership, right? That we could, because like to this day the viewership declined. We still see it to this day when HECZ declined or retired, right? Like when HECZ retired, the viewership came down a little bit, right? And then little by little, because of the game, not because of the personalities, literally because of the game, it started to like sort of shift and move. So I think figuring out the game is like one of those things that's also gonna be taken into account when he chooses to retire. Now it's far down the line, right? Because I think he's still very competitive. He's still making good money, and he still has the ability to to shine, and he knows it. So for him, as you know, he's about his paper. He's about making as much of it and spending none of it as he can.
Always been the same way, me, right? Always been the same way.
Yeah, it's like working out every single day and having a jacked ass body, but never taking your shirt off. Like, what's the point? Who wants to live long? You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you look good. Somebody told me, yo, you're not gonna be 103. You're gonna be 93 when you die. You're gonna have to shave off 10 years, but we'll give you a hot ass body. Yeah.
Did you make that bet? You probably said yeah, right?
No, I mean, who's gonna do that? I mean, I'm waiting for technology to be able to be like. It's like, but yeah, with technology, 103 is when I'm dying.
Yep. But hopefully, like Seth, even when it's just different now because there's like watch parties and stuff and all these things where he can still be engaged if he wants to be. Obviously, you're not the fans aren't going to watch him compete.
Yeah. But
if he wants to be involved in a way, maybe on his stream, hopefully that avenue's open. So then he can introduce more people to that. And
I mean, look at Tarek.
Or even like Zuma. I mean,
yeah, exactly.
Right. So there's a lot of things he can do even after if he wants to be involved with the league, or if the league wants to bring out the checkbook for my guy again. I
don't see him as a coach.
No. I don't think so. No. Maybe like a vibes guy, like I
don't even see him as a. He won't be there. You know what I'm saying? He's not leaving his house if he doesn't have to. This dude is like we have a chance to fly private somewhere, and he's like, I'm not going. You're like, why not? He's like, I'm like, that's not how it works, man. He's like, you'd rather fly commercial than a private? He's like, yeah. And I'm like,
really?
Well, yeah, that's how fucked up in the head he is.
Hey, listen, man, you ever need someone to go on you with that flight, you just hit me up, I'm coming.
I know, right? I'm like, Sethy, man, you gotta love life. You gotta love life. Anything that you want to talk about for the rest of the podcast? I got through all of my questions.
Oh, I mean, there was like the league side that I had for a couple of years. I think that was a big learning point for me. I worked in a lot of people might not know, but I was in league ops for MLG for like 2.5 years. Helped build up the CWL.
You did?
format, the LAN league, some things. For me, I think from a business standpoint, just helped me because I came in as a young, like, all right, nobody was here before me that knew COD.
Nobody paved the way for you. You paved the way.
Yeah, but like I was like, I'm gonna go get everything right. Like I'm gonna make sure we have like in-game skins and this and that. Like that didn't happen. But you know, it was a big.
What is that like? Like internally, right? Like obviously you have all the right suggestions, but and they take them. But at the end of the day, like something backdoor is just like no money, no.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah,
I mean it's draining because you put all this effort in and you have this passion for it, and you're seeing all these other games do the right thing. It's not even like rocket science because there's games doing it. Like this literally works. Like this is, we're telling you, you can go look at League or CS. Like this is, there is literal examples. Like we're not testing this at all. We just need a little bit of, dev time or build time. Like just give us this. Yeah. Honestly, it's one of the reasons that I actually did go to Talent was because how many times can you write the same email or make the same PowerPoint talking to devs over and over? And it's just like, all right, if they're not gonna, why do I keep doing this? So it's definitely tough. But building the league into what it was, that was fun.
Yeah.
Because you get
to say that you did, right? Like in the history books, your name will be written up there.
Yep.
There's this section right here says trivia, and I don't know if I'm supposed to ask you these things or if this is just like anecdotes about him. Did you know that you are the only player to podium at the first $3 million tournaments? First in XP, third in champs for Black Ops 2,
second,
and then second in Ghosts.
I was all right.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you something. Remember back in the day, we used to place third a lot.
Yeah.
That was fucking good. The second that you left, that's when we started doing sevens, eighths. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, Matt, what the fuck? I told the team, I'm like, what the? I thought we were supposed to get fucking better. Like, this guy's placing fucking second and third. We got rid of the wrong motherfucker, didn't we? Because who else was there? Big T.
Yeah. Well, that Big T retired. He's like, I'm out. Yeah, you guys have fun with this one. Yeah. I mean, it was tough, man. Dude, like. I think about it all the time. Like, what could I have done differently?
What do you think you could have done differently?
I mean, we were young. We just had different goals and mindsets. I wish I understood the content side more. I was such a competitor. I wish I was better at communicating things.
Yeah. That to me was the one thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because
we were just young. That's just what it was.
It was tough. Even just like, even after that, right? Like so many decisions that have been made in the last 10 years, like it's been a growing, like no one has done this thing before, right? Like no one has done sports on the internet. No one has managed teams in front of everybody on the internet before, right? So no one's been a professional player where their eyes are on them at all times and you're required to be on camera all the time to set yourself apart from somebody else. On that content conversation, obviously Clay, Krim, there's a lot of people that have this opinion that because you're a pro player, you shouldn't, or they don't hate content, but they don't agree with the fact that I say that it is mega important and that you should because it helps your team, it helps your sport. But you get paid first. Like you're the first one to collect that cash as you're building this thing. Obviously, now that people from your class of Call of Duty, right, from the year 9, graduates, right, are now starting to hit that point where they're like, it's time to retire, or I am not as valuable or as good as I was in the past. So people are starting to get replaced like little by little. Some of them are not going to have as easy a transition as you did because they haven't been working on their own business and their own personality. Like, what's your opinion on that? Because I would like for them to hear from somebody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important because at the end of the day, if the CDL never offered me a job, if I didn't want to coach, I would be perfectly fine. But that's because I worked my ass off for 3 years in a row where I streamed 40 to 50 hours a week. And I will say for the player side, it's not easy to make content when the game's not helping you out. Now, we have a ranked play this year. There's a lot of things going on. Streaming is changing. Like we talked about, like the sort of watch parties, and I mean, listening to like Zuma and Shotzi and Zero. The community is very intertwined with, I think, players more than ever with how attached they are. So I think it's a really a chance to now is it. I get what they mean as competition. We have to win. I totally understand that.
Same.
But I do think there's a good balance. And like I said, the game didn't help them for a bit. Like, what are you supposed to make content on? That's difficult.
I haven't uploaded a single Call of Duty gameplay video in the last 10 years, or maybe 7 years. The Optic channel uploads maybe one gameplay video a month, if that. You know what I mean? So there's people are there to watch you do you, right? Like it's like if you might see maybe a significant drop off, but it won't be that big of a drop off if you're playing something else, right? Like if you have the personality. You think Seth wouldn't have been able to get a massive audience if he played Fortnite? You know what I mean? When he could have. Like these are the opportunities that people should take, right? Like I feel sometimes that everything that we're building today, everybody else is going to benefit from. Like you just said, right? Like you were in the beginning of this Call of Duty thing. We made it popular enough together as a scene that by the time that it came time for your retirement, the following year, people started making $6,000 a month. Yeah, you know what I mean. That would have helped a lot. And one of the reasons that you retired was because of that. Yeah, right. It's happening right now. People that are getting paid $250,000 a day, a year.
Oh, I say a day.
Whoa, I want that job. Right? Yeah. $250,000 a year. Like it's gonna be nothing. Like everything that we're building today is gonna be for some fucking now 3-year-old that's gonna be 18 in a couple of years. That's gonna be the $3 million contract, the $5 million contract. Ooh. Like that's happening. Yeah. And unfortunately for us in this generation, well, not for me because obviously, like I'll be here forever because I love
till 93, right?
Yeah. Well, it depends if I get the body. If not, 103.
103. Yeah.
But like everybody else, like the Seths, the Clays, the Crims, the everybody, like even you guys as casters, like you guys are gonna demand a certain, like casters that are gonna come. I mean, actually, you are in the perfect spot. Yeah. Because you're gonna be the John Madden, that gets a fucking mega contract because it's you.
That's the goal.
Yeah. So, but players, right? Like they don't see that.
The other part is though, for some of those guys, like content creation just is tough for them. Maybe that's just not something they want to do, or there's not a game where they can do that. Like it can be tough. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like outside of like the competing aspect, do they play games? I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like there could definitely be other things, but
is Zuma playing games on stream?
Huh? What you say?
Is Zuma playing games on stream?
Not much. No, I know what you're saying. Yeah, like there's a lot of opportunity.
Bro, like I don't know what it is because all you have to do is like just give yourself a shot. Like, if you're not going personality, do you want me to pull up the?
But they have to find something that they enjoy doing. I think too.
Yeah, complain on fucking camera. People love. Have you ever heard of Nick Maniac Kirshner? That's all he does. He's made it a fucking skill to be able to complain about everything. Yeah. Yeah,
no, I play with a lot of streamers. That's what they're very good at it.
Complaining.
Shut up, dude.
Yeah. I just, I don't know what people think when I suggest that, for them to take care of themselves. And
No, they definitely should in some way.
Yeah. You also competed in a Halo event, in Halo 4 with Nature's Cup and Saint. Yeah. How'd that go? I think I casted that event with Puckett.
I think we got like top 32 or something.
That's not bad.
Or top 64.
Yeah.
The problem with that event is people had early copies. Like that was the weekend of the release, and we just showed up and had fun. But we went to like hotel rooms and we were playing against like APG, and people had early copies, like the people that won. So that was tough.
Clay also competed there.
Yep.
I don't know what team he competed. I remember some other dude. Anyway, look, man, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'm gonna invite you, and hopefully you can come out. But I still haven't done. So we're on episode. This is episode 129.
Okay.
In reality, it's episode 128. Right. Because we have episode 130. We didn't do episode 100 because episode 100, the Centurion episode, I wanted to be you, Seth, Big Timer, and Nate Shot.
Let's do it.
The 60-50. So
my weekends are open. So
all right, I'll fly you out. I'll feed you. You'll have a really, really good time. We just got to find the time and the coordination with you and Nate Shot, who doesn't leave his house. Also. Anyway, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. All of his information is going to be in the description down below. Make sure you follow it. You stream in the mornings. Your podcast with the Breakout Boys is coming back hopefully soon. Maybe.
I kind of want to do it with Maeve. We'll see.
This is the thing. I fucking get mad.
I don't want to. I don't know if we want it to like be COD. Like we just kind of want to BS. Yeah.
Make it base 10 minutes of it on COD just to get the juices flowing.
Yep.
And then boom, topic.
Yep.
More often than not, you won't follow the topics. You just follow the conversation. But when you guys stopped doing that podcast, I was fucking mad because I watched it religiously. And I like to inform myself. I don't listen to music. Like it interrupts my creativity when but if I'm hearing people in the background talk, like that's information that goes into the left side of the brain while the right continues to operate in a creative way. So if you guys can bring that back, I'd appreciate it. And yeah, any comments, questions, concerns, you guys can put it in the description, in the comment section down below. In the description down below, you'll find all his information, the sponsors' information. And again, we thank you. Episode 129 in the books. Maddie, send us away. Goodbye.